All right, a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Night Moves here for Saturday, October the 25th. We've got a huge day of action coming up in sports betting, and of course, it all revolves around what happened last night. Amazing. We're here to talk World Series here for the start of the show for sure. We're going to talk college football. We're going to talk a little hockey tomorrow, some NBA, UFC gets underway early on Saturday. But for now, man, how about it? How about the World Series on Friday night? And man, everybody's buzzing with the result from game one. It was wild as America's team, the Toronto Blue Jays, won it 11-4, topping the Dodgers. It wasn't a blowout from the start. You know, the Dodgers got a couple of runs and uh, got one, got two, led 2-0. Game was tied after five, 2-all. Then it was unleash the Hounds. Toronto 9 runs in the bottom of the sixth inning. Addison Barger come off the bench, hit that pinch hit grand slam. You know it was coming. You know it was going to be a granny. Unreal. Mark your calendar. Mark your set your alarm for tonight for game number 2. Yamamoto taking on Gausman. We'll preview it here, but man, we don't need. We just saw Toronto take the lead here. Maybe it will be one for the ages. Maybe you saw that. Maybe it'll be a 4-game sweep for the Blue Jays. You saw the stats up there. What a game, what a night, what a performance by the Toronto Blue Jays. And hey, it was awesome too. I thought the pregame was was worth tuning into for sure, but the game was even better. And the Dodgers, their bullpen seemed to be right in the midseason form there last night. They've got to clean that up or it's going to be a problem. And on the road is not the best place to start when you got to try to shore it up right away and get a good starting pitching performance tomorrow. We'll get right into it with you guys, get a couple of picks, and preview the game as well. And hey, there was some college football also on Friday night. That couple of 3 games there last night. Virginia Tech edged California 42-34. Golden Bears led 20-10 at halftime. The Hokies kept pounding it on the ground. 58 rushes, 357 yards. That's how you wear a team down. Virginia Tech did it in overtime there. Cal had their chances, and I tried to talk up Cal there last night, but they couldn't get it done in overtime and ended up on the short end of that one with Virginia Tech getting it done at home. Over in the Sun Belt, North Texas lit up Charlotte. They're 54-20. You guys had it right there pretty much in the chat, it felt like. How about Meestermaker, 608 yards passing? Is that right? Did I type it in wrong? 4 touchdowns. They're 608 yards. The game was 17-all at halftime, but North Texas dominated the second half, even with the -2 turnover ratio. They still finished with 750 yards. That's some serious offensive firepower. So also one more in the Mountain West, Boise State clobbered Nevada 24-3. Make no mistake, it wasn't an inept Boise State. It was just a dominating performance. Yeah, they only managed 24, but they shut down the Wolfpack and kept themselves firmly in the Mountain West. Title hunt sets up a big showdown. SDSU and Fresno State tomorrow. It's going to have a huge implications moving forward in the Mountain West. So thank you for joining me here on Night Moves. And with some NBA action as well. We did bring home a couple of winners, but man, I didn't find many here. Milwaukee and Toronto, game 2 go over, and it did there last night. But man, some of the finals there. How about Atlanta with an upset on the road? Cleveland got it done, but Brooklyn got the money. It was Detroit upsetting Houston. Miami absolutely clobbered Memphis. We gave you the over in that one for sure. Miami's got an interesting team right now. little bit overlooked here, possibly. It was San Antonio in overtime over New Orleans there yesterday. We gave you the over in that one on Night Moves, but we didn't need the overtime as San Antonio got the win and the cover on the road despite Zion's awesome dunk over Wembanyama. He said, "Not so fast, young man. I'm still got some mileage in me too." And that turned out to be a pretty good one. Wizards upset the Mavs. 10-point dog, 10-point win. Wizards on the road. Dallas has to be scratching their head right now. The Lakers and a fit-looking Luka. That's all you need is a fit-looking Luka. And they crushed Minnesota 128-110. It was. Portland put all those troubles behind them a little bit. The players did their talking on the court. No need to investigate this Blazers team right now because they dominated the Warriors, and the Warriors were playing those, the most busiest schedule so far with their third game of the season. Portland clobbered them 139-119, and late night it was the Clippers routing Phoenix 129-102, and Phoenix has also got to be wondering what's going on. Also on the ice, 4 games there, and it was Washington beating Columbus 5-1 yesterday. Also, it was New Jersey over San Jose, getting it done. Buffalo over Toronto. We gave you the over in that one on Night Moves last night. And Winnipeg did end up beating Calgary. Man, that was a wild start to that game. Ended up 5-3. It was 4 goals in the second period by Winnipeg, and they did cover that puck line. We gave it to you here last night on Night Moves. All right, thanks everybody for joining me here on the show. Don't forget, you can head over to tonyspicks.com and get our best bets for the action here on Saturday. I've already got my UFC package lined up for the action here as they're going to kick off here in about 7 hours from this broadcast, which was at 3 Eastern and midnight Pacific, as they have UFC 321 from Abu Dhabi. Should be a great card here on Saturday, but just note the start time, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific for the card from Abu Dhabi, and they'll have that title fight here for the heavyweights with Aspinall and Cyril Gahn. So check it out there. Whoops, let me fix that here on the screen there. Got to get the right thing up there. That's how I do business back there. Let me bring up the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot, and then we'll send you on over to the previews. But here we go. Look at DeAndre. He was hot again, 3-0. DeAndre heating up. He's up over 10 units here since he's joined us here at Tony'sPicks.com. And man, I got to peek in and see what's up with DeAndre after another winning day there yesterday. He's got 3 games lined up. He's kind of an SEC expert down there following his LSU Tigers, but last night he had the Blue Jays. He took them as a dog, and he had the Pistons on the road over the Rockets. They won it outright, and he had the Lakers over Minnesota. Great job, DeAndre. He's got a 3-pack up there right now. Check him out over at Tony'sPicks.com. And there's my man Justin as well. A 3-1 performance from Justin on Friday night. Great job, Justin. He had the over in the Bucks game. He had the over in the Dodgers and Toronto game. And he had Nevada plus 21 and a half. Getting in there for sure. I should have noted that close result there yesterday in the Nevada game. Final 24-3. It landed right there, 21 and a half there. And Justin, a great line shopper that he is. Hopefully you got your hook in there as well on Friday night with Boise State absolutely dominating there for sure. And you see other cappers doing well. You see Millsy up there 2-0. Hey, I had some winners. How about that on Friday night? Okay, we'll take it. Take a 4-2 day here with some of my picks. So, hey, I swept the props there. I had Clement to get hit, and I had or a single. I had Kike to get a hit in that one, and I had Freddie their no hit there yesterday. So swept the props, and I had an over there with Nashville and Inter Miami. So four winners in a row there. I'm going to be ready to roll, and there's my UFC action there as well, up there for the action here on Saturday. I think the timing is a little off on that, but the package is, I guess the package has already gone off, although the fights do not begin for another 7 hours. Maybe a little time difference there with the database that we enter the picks in. So hopefully you're in with me because I'm going to hit those tomorrow. All right. And great job by the cappers there. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off all premium pick packages. Got Brian Palmer up there, my man Brian with a winner on Friday. Alessandro with a winner. He'll probably have some UFC action as well here coming up on Saturday. There you see he's got the main event lined up for that. Hey, check it out. Aspinall and Gone. And some football action as well. So thank you, Alessandro. Check out his winners there from Friday night. He had the Virginia Tech Hokies. Enter Sandman. I tried to say, look, the luster's gone. I mean, you got Frank Beamer here had his days are long gone, and his son Shane's out there and his other job feeling the heat, and things have changed. Okay, let me say hello to some of the people in the chat. Let me say hello. Thank you, Mr. Weskers, always been here and hanging out with us. Really appreciate Mr. Weskers here, keeping me going. Oh, picks from Dave. I'm so glad to see Dave here in the chat tonight. Ron said Lakers shocked them with that win. Kenny Moe here tonight on a Saturday. Sorry I'm on a little late, man. My high school football running a little late. I'm watching a replay right now where I missed some touchdowns. I might have to stop the broadcast and write some notes down on my team finally winning a big game. Jay's money line came through. Kenny Mo said they would. Let's get to the money. And don't overlook Miami. And that's what Mr. Weskers said. We were talking about it, huh, Mr. Weskers, right? We knew it. And Phoenix is man. What was I thinking there? I just was more so. I was thinking I don't like the Clippers right now, but I guess I should like Phoenix even less. I mean, let's see. We talking about. Oh, he's hot. Ron says DeAndre's hot. He's too good to come on the show tonight. Robot Clock is here. That's right. We only come on. We need to hit it up a little bit when you can pick the winners. I guess if you go 10-0 every day, you wouldn't have to do any shows, right? Thank you, Ron, Jeff, as well. Hey, I'll have some comments from you guys. Just go to Tony'sPicks.com. There it is. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off those premium pick packages, including mine there. Like I said, oh man, bummer. It's already gone off there a little bit. I know the card hasn't started because I'm ready for it this morning. I'm not going to bed. All right, everyone, let's just get to the previews then here right away and get to the show with me here flying solo here on Night Moves. Hey, we were already halfway done with the baseball preview there, right? The way we were talking about what happened last night and the performance by the Dodgers there. Toronto waited 32 years for another World Series, and Game 1 delivered, didn't it? They showed the world what they have in store for the Dodgers here coming up, and man, what a performance. Yes, Savage. Look, gave up single markers, no problem. I think he kind of, motored his way through that a little bit, worked through some issues there, some threats there a little bit from the Dodgers. And finally, when we got that 9-run frenzy, I mean, the crowd, I thought they were going to score 20 runs the way the crowd was into it and the way things were going. And Toronto, who, pretty much entered the series with the best offense in the major leagues, right? Even better than the Dodgers, if you think about it. Scoring all those runs in the postseason, 6.5 runs per game, more than 2 runs more than the Dodgers in the postseason. But man, Blake Snell kind of set the tone there early for the Dodgers. But in that 6th inning, he had a walk, a single, a hit by pitch. they chased Snell, and then the single gave the Jays a 3-2 advantage, and then a walk scored another run, a single one more, and after the tapper to the mound, the force play at home, pinch hitter Addison Barger came up. I like to say the Barger, but Barger. It's been a hectic week for him, to say the least. He wife had a child. Now he gets this big grand slam, so it's pretty awesome. There, I think he was. What did they say? Was he staying in the hotel by the? Was he staying in the hotel at the stadium? I don't know. So felt like Dodgers missed my man, Vesia in there. It's real sad what's going on with Alex and his family. His wife was pregnant. You might have saw her, with the pictures last week at the celebration. But unfortunately for Alex, he had to go back to be with his wife. And no disrespect to Anthony Banda, the left-hander that was kind of in there, but Barger rocketed the ball off of him to hit the first pinch hit grand slam in World Series history. So I'm just thinking about Alex and his wife, and praying for them. And I say it like that because I covered him as a youth, as a high school baseball player at Steel Canyon High School, and he's not on this roster because of his situation. So great job, though. Vladdy a single, another home run, and Alejandro Kirk, my man from Tijuana, a real Tijuanese, hit a home run as well. And the nail biter was all of a sudden 11-2. Dodgers picked up a couple of runs, and you thought if they could have just broke through with another hit there, that it would have been game on again. But no, not so. And Toronto wins there. Game number 2 here tonight. Yamamoto, $1.35, total 7.5, going up against Gausman here. And is it enough? Is it enough momentum? And are the Dodgers, because it does feel like a game of momentum here a little bit right now, with the Dodgers getting all that pub, and how they maybe were going to romp. But you guys stuck with them in the chat and pulled the trigger on him, and a great job. Gausman comes in here with 3.46, ERA 106.2, whip 212, batting average against, and a 255 BABIP for Yamamoto. 14-9 record, 2.42 ERA, 0.97 whip, and a 182 batting average against, and a 240 BABIP. I mean, Yamamoto certainly a little bit better numbers than Gausman coming in, but both are veterans. If anything, Gausman has the more kind of major league experience, right, if you will. But Yamamoto has been one of the best pitchers in the league since he's come. Not only since he's come to pitch here with the Dodgers. So look, there's some guys here who don't have great matchups against Kevin Gausman for sure. You can look up and down the line here. Freddie Freeman, 1 for 9. Kike, 1 for 13. Teoscar, 3 for 16. Here, these Dodgers don't have great numbers. Edman, 2 for 13. Ohtani, 2 for 12 with a home run. Freddie also has a home run. But Yamamoto here really doesn't have that much experience against some of these Toronto players. You got IKF 1 for 2 and Ty France 0 for 1. But a couple of the Dodgers, Mookie 15 for 49 off of Gausman, of course, a lot in the American League, 3 home runs, 306 average. So he knows him pretty well. And Max Muncy 6 for 18 with 3 home runs. Off of Kevin Gausman. So let's see how you guys have it here. I see some comments in the chat. Nice to have you here joining me for talking World Series here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. All right. Akuma Tattoos, nice to see you in the chat. And we have our own tattoo artist on the Tony's Picks team. How many picks do you recommend in a parlay ticket? I recommend 2 in most parlay tickets. I like round robins. If I do parlays, it's not very frequently, but I don't mind. Maybe a little money line parlay, a little round robin action. That's what I like to do. That way you hit it big. You can do like bunch of 2-teamers. Say you got 4, 5, 6 teams you like, a bunch of 2-teamers. Then you throw them in there and some 3-teamers, and then you throw in a couple of 4-team, and you kind of ramp it up a little bit. You put more money on the smaller parlays, and then you put a little less money on those big parlays. But man, if you can sweep the board, then you have a big day. A lot of cappers say, don't recommend parlays. I say when you think you have an advantage and you think the line is off, uh, then a parlay isn't a bad idea. You kind of have to maximize sometimes your what you think you might have an advantage, right? But again, we're not looking to play any 10-teamers here. All right, Robot Glock said 3 to 5. How about that? Sounds right. Okay. And let's see here. We had somebody go to the game yesterday, didn't we? We had a couple people go to the game there. Jays 2 in a row would make it interesting. Robot Glock's hoping the Jays can do it. And Kurt Adams, hello, nice to see you, Kurt. Yep, doing good here on we're doing a new show here. Been doing it for about a month or so, late night, and then we chop up the videos a little bit, and keeps me on the air here. Really appreciate the gang over at Tony's Picks giving me this opportunity to talk sports and sports betting with you on Night Moves here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Kenny Moe, I think he's ready to take the Blue Jays right there. And well, look, I got to make my call here. The Blue Jays and all that momentum, hard to argue with the fact, man, they could easily come through again here tomorrow. I'm going to be a little bit afraid. I'm going to go with the under in this one. Look, I think we got some solid starters here for sure. Look, 9 runs. I don't want to say it's a fluke. They tattooed him here a little bit. I'm worried a little bit about the Dodger bullpen, but you can have Yamamoto here. In this one against Gausman, so it does feel like a pretty solid pitching matchup. And at 7.5, I'm going to take the under in this one with LA and Toronto on Night Moves. And Mr. Wesker says he kind of wants to back the Dodgers here in this one. Maybe he shouldn't. All right, and we will have the NHL coverage here. I think I'll do my best. We got a 13-game card tomorrow, and I split the board there yesterday with that Winnipeg and with that over in Toronto. Okay, that's going to do it for baseball. How about football, college football here on Saturday? We're going to look hopefully at the 10 best games. If you have a suggestion, maybe I missed one or two here. Maybe DeAndre didn't like the games this week. Here, let's get into it right now and talk a little college football with the top. We'll start with the noon games here. Got a few dozen of you in here right now, so I'm honored to have you here joining me on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. And we're going to start off here with Ole Miss. How about this card? It's a pretty good card. I know there are some conference games where maybe they don't mean quite as much, but this one seems pretty good in the SEC. You got Ole Miss coming in here, 6-1, 3-1 in conference play. Last week, just 351. They 1-1 on the road. They won at Kentucky 30-23, and then lost at Georgia 35-43. Last week was the first time that they've gained under 400 yards, I think, this season. They had 351 yards. But, Chambliss getting a lot of attention. He's had a pretty good year for sure. Still got to go in here to Norman. And, under Kiffin, the Rebels are just 2-6 against the spread as a road underdog. Also, they're still under 500 against the spread under Kiffin in conference games. Rebels are playing some good D. They've gone under in 3 of the last 4. For Oklahoma here, they come in also 6-1, 2-1 in conference play right now. And, in SEC play, they have not been able to run the ball at all. I mean, they're basically averaging 40 yards in the 2 SEC games, and that they split. And then, I think they did run for more in that last game. My notes might be a little off there, but you got Mateer here. This is the big question, right, with Mateer and his status. I mean, everybody keeps saying that, the injury is worse than they're leading on, right? But I don't feel like it's a problem. I'm expecting him to play. So unless I'm not seeing it right, I think, should be no problem. And he should be in there. Now, I know that Javante Barnes is doubtful here. They announced that yesterday. And Keontez Lewis, wide receiver, is out. Deuce Alexander, though, of Ole Miss is probable, and tight end Daquan Wright probable. So we can get a if you want to make some picks in the chat, let me know. For Oklahoma, under Venables, they are 18-13 against the spread as a favorite, also 13-6 against the spread as a home favorite. Oklahoma has been a little bit loose with those turnovers for sure. I think they're actually a -5 so far this season. Oklahoma's gone under in every game so far, all their FBS games so far. Pardon me, gang. Ole Miss lost their last two visits here into Norman, 30-23 and 36-27. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over the total. And I'm going to take the over in this one with Ole Miss and Oklahoma. Give me the over here on Saturday in that one. All right. Mr. Wester's not quite ready to go with the Sooners here. Next up, how about Northwestern Wildcats here taking on Nebraska. Hey, look, don't look now, but got a kind of an important game here in the Big Ten with these two teams and their records coming into this game. Both showing out here a little bit, and it feels like a important game here for these two teams. Northwestern, they have lost their last 3 games here in Lincoln, but is 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 trips to Nebraska. Last time here in 21 was their lone spread loss in that stretch. Wildcats did allow a season high in points in yards that year in that game. It was basically 4 years ago, and it was a 56-7 loss. That was a weird year for them too. So since joining the Big Ten, though, Nebraska here just 4-8 against Northwestern, and the last 9 meetings have been decided by an average of 9 points, and 10 decided by 8 points or less. So Northwestern, of course, started off poor this season. It was 1-2 after a backdoor cover against Oregon, but basically Northwestern was the man who got James Franklin fired. Northwestern started to show a little bit of life and a little bit of heart with that upset of Penn State last week. Northwestern then won its 4th straight game, beating Purdue 19-0 as a 3-point favorite. So Stone is solid running quarterback, averaged over 6 yards per carry. Did the Wildcats in that game last week. So Nebraska opened 5-1 with close wins: Cincinnati, Michigan State, Maryland. But remember, they got crushed by Michigan, pushed around. Last week, Minnesota defeated Nebraska 24-6 as a 6.5-point dog, and Raiola was sacked 9 times. So the Huskers didn't even get a TD in that game. I've got to take Northwestern here plus the points, 7.5. I want the Wildcats in this one. I want Nebraska as dogs. I want them as dogs. I don't know if I trust them to win right now here, right at this point. So, all right. Nebraska having some issues on the offensive line as well. I mean, I could call it up here and see what the status is. I'm pretty sure these got a couple of guys out here. Let's see. Piles. They're out. Piles out for the season. Fantasy's out for the season, and they got a couple of guys injured there. I believe last week, though, I was talking about. Okay, I'm taking the Purple Cats. Okay, Kurt likes the under in that one, and also Kurt said he had Ole Miss. He likes old. He said right. I didn't have it backwards, right? The graphic is right. He was just saying wrong team's favored. Yeah, I gotcha. I was like, oh no, did I have it wrong? But okay, and a few more here. And who is Nebraska, right? Don't say it, Mr. Westers. I'll have you know I am actually a big Nebraska hawk. And I used to not like them in my youth. And then when I met the great alumni people of Nebraska, I became a big fan of Nebraska, and I have more Nebraska stuff probably than in even San Diego State, just because spending time with Nebraska fans over the years at their watch parties, and I like Nebraska, and I follow Nebraska close. I'm going with Northwestern because I follow Nebraska close. Okay, going to continue on. Let's picked a couple of rivalries in here, maybe just this one, but want to talk a little K State and Kansas. Just a rivalry game here, at least at uh, uh, in Lawrence here. Kansas State comes in 3-4, 2-3 in conference, but the Wildcats are +7 in turnovers in their last 4 games. The defense has been pretty wild for Kansas State of late. They've given up 445 yards in their last 2 games, average in their last 2 games. Under Kleeman, 18-10 against the spread as a dog is K-State. 11-7 ATS is a road underdog coming in. Last 3 have gone over the total, but this total here is high. It feels like right now, even though Kansas has been scoring pretty well so far, averaging 34 points a game in their FBS games. Last 5 games, they are rushing for over 200 yards per game here right now. And under Leopold, they are 22-12 against the spread as a road favorite, but just 9-6 against the spread as a home favorite. Still a winning record as a home favorite. Kansas State has won this game 16 straight times. I'm going to take Kansas State to win here today in Lawrence. But I will say this: Big 12 home favorites so far are 15-6 against the spread in conference games, and Kansas has covered a couple of times here, but they're favored now. And like I said, I don't think they've won in 16 straight meetings in this series. All right, Kurt says Kansas State, the Kansas defense is Swiss cheese. All right, next up we got this is a big one. This is a big game, big conference, important game here between South Florida and Memphis here in Memphis, and you got South Florida. This was 3, and now it's 6 here for South Florida. So the move clearly on South Florida here. This one also at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific here. Now, Memphis quarterback Brendan Lewis is questionable for the game, and the fact that the line is moved kind of indicates here that it may be tough for him to make this lineup here today. So we'll see if that is indeed going to be the case, and if that's a big factor here. And it's obviously, like I said, why this line has been on the move, kind of in the direction that it has been right now, all the way up here to 6 points right now. So I think that is kind of the main factor, heading into this game anyway. Like I said, big conference game here right now for these two teams coming in. For Memphis, they come in here with the loss last week at UAB to end that 6-game winning streak, as UAB had a new head coach in there in Mortensen, and ended up pulling off a victory by 7 points as a 21.5-point underdog, which certainly had to be concerning here because Memphis had looked so strong, and UAB, had not looked good, had just fired their coach. So for South Florida, though, coming in here, a little bit of a runaway favorite. The total here is down to 58. Also, big indicator here about the status, because this one opened as high as 65.5 here coming into this game. So it feels pretty solid here as far as that information is concerned in regards to the quarterback playing in this game. So, okay, I'll make my call here in this one. Now that I see that here, I was not quite up to date. I'm actually trying to update my numbers here for that, and plug it in and see how we look here after this one now with this going down. So the look ahead line was 3.5, and now it's USF at 6. So I don't think it's an overreaction right now, especially with Memphis having lost that game to UAB, and uh, USF is kind of a machine right now. They're 5-1-1 against the spread, covering their games by an average of 12.5 points. In their last 4 games, they've outrushed opponents by an average of 300-80. So I'm going to go ahead and take USF here. They're thinking college football playoff, and they need to crush them here, and I'm going to take USF. All right. And so is Kurt. And don't say that about my UAB Blazers, Kurt. Yeah, I know they're pretty bad, but hey, they did a nice job. You know what? I'm not saying Dilfer was the problem there, but that was amazing how they came out and got that upset win, wasn't it? Okay, I got to talk about this one. I want to talk about this one, especially after seeing Boise State win on the road against Nevada on Friday night. And now San Diego State, they've been super impressive. I've been totally surprised here that they were able to turn it around so quickly after looking so bad early in the season. I was giving up on them already, and that's not a good thing. So right now they're looking great. They're 5-1 against the spread, covering by an average of 15.5 points per game here right now. And look, they have a defense here. They have an offensive coach, but the defense ranks number 4 in yards per play and number 5 in defensive scoring. So now they're playing with big expectations here. Now laying the points on the road. You know, they started as an underdog in this game. They really should crush Fresno State here, actually. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get off them here. I mean, I got to take San Diego State to keep it rolling right now. I like what I see, and I'm totally impressed. A very unselfish team. Got some steady hand in there at quarterback coming in. So I got to like San Diego State to keep rolling right now and keep this going. And they think they've got an outside shot, believe it or not. But the first and foremost, they got to beat Fresno, and then they got to keep it going there next week. So we'll see. One step at a time for the Aztecs here, but I got to take San Diego State in this one. I mean, clearly the move has been on San Diego State here. So, yeah, you might not have got the best price when this one actually opened as Fresno State around 2. That was kind of a look ahead line as well, but I got to take San Diego State here to keep it going right now and keep moving with a win on the road for the old oil can at Fresno State. All right. And Fresno's oh no, Kenny, they're going to get us in trouble. All right. Oh, and also West Wesker says that on the road, he's a little concerned on the road. Mr. Weskers with San Diego State on the road. Yeah, but this is a rivalry game. They're trying to take it seriously. You know, down in San Diego State, they don't say Fresno. They just say that team up north. San Diego State's actually lost the last 2 trips to Fresno, but the last one was 3 years ago. They covered both those games. They were underdogs in those games. Both teams are coming in off of a bye. Aztecs already, this is their second bye of the season. Aztecs beat Cal 34-0 off their first bye, and then the Bulldogs beat Nevada 20-17 as a 13.5 point dog, I think, right? I'm trying to remember now. Just looking at the camera. So, all right. Aztecs have looked pretty solid here for sure. They got Lucky Sutton at running back, Jordan Napier, wide receivers, done a very nice job, and both have more than 500 yards of offense. And again, the defense just allowing 12 points per game, and really, really solid. So Fresno State 5-2, but 3-4 A&S and ATS in 2 straight spread losses. They are 3-0 at home, but 0-3 against the spread. So, all right. Here we go. Next up. Missouri and Vanderbilt. Well, hey, we got to talk Vanderbilt football on this broadcast. We got to talk Vanderbilt football until it's not cool to talk Vanderbilt football anymore. who's pulling for Vanderbilt to be that team this year and that everyone's talking about? This is going to be tough. Missouri comes in here 6-1, 2-1 the SEC. Vandy comes in 2-1, 6-1 the SEC. Vandy scored at least 31 points in all 6 of those wins. Of course, they lost to Alabama, can't get over it still. You wonder how they lost it. Now, Missouri did win its first road game last week, 23-17 at Auburn, but now they're going to come in here and take on Vanderbilt. And Auburn's no Vanderbilt this year. We know that, right? So, under Drinkwitz, Missouri is 25-19 against the spread in conference games, 11-8 against the spread as a road underdog. Missouri has gone under in 3 straight games. Under Coach Lee, Vandy 4-9 against the spread as a favorite, but this is different this year, right? Missouri's won 5 meetings in a row between these two teams, and also they've won 8 of the last 9 overall. But Missouri is a double-digit favorite in 7 of the last 8 meetings between the two. I'm not worried about it. I'm going with Vandy for sure. Give me the Commodores here to keep it going. Diego Pavia, I believe he is that man for Vandy, and I'm going to take him here to beat Missouri and cover the number. Kurt says, "Hey, Kurt, don't get too far ahead of us because I'm ready to talk that game with you." Let Kurt introduce the game. He says Iowa State will beat BYU on Saturday. Mark my words. He did go over in the Vandy game, but we're going next to BYU and Iowa State. Why not? BYU coming in here 7-0, 4-0 in Big 12 play. They've scored in those wins. Average of about 30 points per game. They've run for 200 plus yards in 3 of their last 4 games. They got Bachmeier here, 8 TDs, just 3 interceptions so far this season. But in conference games, they are allowing so far 25 points per game right now. So, I think 24 points per game, I think. BYU also 11-6 against the spread last 17 games coming off of a win. Iowa State comes in here off 2 consecutive losses, 38-30, 24-17. When the defense is good, Iowa State is good. And let's see what they have in store at home for BYU. You know, Iowa State is one of the best teams in the country coming in off of a loss, 35-18 against the spread coming in off of a loss. BYU lost this game last time they met. It was in Provo 2 years ago, and Iowa State won it 45-13 on the road. So far, Big 12 home favorites are 15-6 against the spread in conference games right now. So you see what, maybe I'll put the comment back up there from Kurt. You see what he said about it. He said Iowa State will beat them. And Mr. Weskers ain't going to fade BYU. But Kurt says the Cyclone is coming. I'm going to go over in this one with BYU and Iowa State. I'm going to take it over in this one at 49.5. All right, let's go to the SEC. Hey, I was hoping we'd have DeAndre so we could talk A&M and LSU here, but hey, I can talk a little bit of these two, and with LSU here at home, A&M coming in here undefeated. Is this the spot where they go down here? Last 3 games, Aggies are averaging 38 points per game coming in here right now, and so far, A&M struggles a little bit on the road as a road favorite, 3-7 against the spread. Their last 10, and Elko also not great as a road favorite in his career. A&M, in fact, just 10-15 last 25 SEC games against the number. For LSU here, 2-2 in their SEC games, averaging just short of 21 points per game. Nussmeier here, 29 touchdowns, but 12 interceptions so far. Now, LSU is a home underdog here, and Kelly's 5-1-1 under as a home underdog under Coach Kelly, and they're also uh, Kelly's 16-6 against the spread as a home underdog in his career. So the teams have split the last 8 in this series. However, the Aggies have lost 6 straight and gone 0-5-1 against the spread in Baton Rouge. The overs come in 7 of the last 9 meetings, but I don't know if that's going to happen here. I'm going to go with LSU. DeAndre's not here to do it. I'll do it. I'm going to take the Tigers here at home, getting 2.5 points against A&M to spoil their season and bring one home here. A&M, like I said, has 6 straight losses in Baton Rouge. SEC home underdogs this season are 6-3 against the number in conference games. All right, and Kurt's got his plays here. Take a look at Kurt. A&M LSU over, he says, in this one. And he's a parlay up Iowa State money line and the over in the Texas A&M LSU game. Thank you, Kurt. All right, we can keep it going here. I hope I picked the best 10 games, and here's number 10. Let me know if you guys have something I missed or one you like, and don't say. I was going to pick I was going to say don't pick Ohio and Eastern Michigan or something. Okay. Let's go, though, here to a good one late night here with Houston taking on Arizona State. Both teams 3-1 in conference play coming in. Houston 6-1 overall, averaging over 27 points in those 6 wins. Their only loss was 35-11 at home against Texas Tech. Houston is just 3-6 against the spread. Their last 10 as a road underdog and 12-17 against the spread in their last 29 conference games. They're also just 8-12 against the spread in their last 20 games off of a win. Houston has gone over in 5 of their last 6 games. For ASU here, they are the cardiac kids right now. Their last 3 games, they've won by 3 points. By 3 points and by 4 points, every game is a thriller. And their last 5 games are +8 in turnovers here right now, and Levitt's looking great. Under Dillingham, Arizona State, 16-6 against the spread in conference games, 8-2 against the spread as a favorite, 6-1 against the spread as a home favorite here. The Devils have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. So these two teams haven't met in 25 years. And again, Big 12 home favorites, 15-6 against the spread so far coming in. But man, that 7 looms large. I'm going under here with Houston and Arizona State in a big one in the Big 12. Loser's going to be in trouble there. All right, let's see here, Kurt. I knew Kurt was going to say that game. He said, what about, what does it say here? Arkansas State. Let me get my note. Let me get my sheet here with my numbers, and I'll try to pick this winner on the fly here with Georgia Southern and Arkansas State. Got to do it from my man Kurt. He came in with some plays, and I got to come in with a play on him here if I have the right one here. All right. And I'm on Arkansas State here. Yep. I'm on Arkansas State in the over. I'm going to give you both right there. Is that okay, Kurt? I could go to my notes here if we can get the preview together, but if not, I'm going with Arkansas State and the over. Hope that's okay. Here on Night Moves. Okay. Maybe that'll be use that. See if I have my notes are really cryptic for that game because I didn't have it in our preview. With all due respect, but I think I have some. We'll just okay. Let's see. First meeting since 21. Arkansas State hasn't been. Let's see. Georgia Southern hasn't been here since before the pandemic. Uh, Arkansas State Open 1-4, but have been coming back here. They had back-to-back one-point wins over Texas State and South Alabama. Last week allowed just 293 yards and rallied to beat South Alabama 15-14 on a walk-off field goal. Red Wolves are 3-0 against the spread at home with a straight-up loss to Iowa State by 8 points. Georgia Southern comes in 3-4, so both teams really need this win. Losers might be out of the bowl picture here, it feels like right now. Both defenses are pretty weak. I'm going to go over in this one. Okay, that's it for the college football. Involving good teams. We got a lot of games here in the NBA, so I got to keep it moving, and hopefully that's sufficient there. But let's go to the NBA and get started on a little bit of coverage. We won't go too slow here. And yeah, there is quite a few buys this week for sure, Mr. Westers. Okay, the Bulls and the Magic going to get us started here with our NBA coverage on Saturday. The Magic at home, favored by 6. Total 233 in this one. All right, Magic coming in here, 1-1, 0-2 against the spread so far, averaging 116 points a game, allowing 116 points per game. The Bulls have a win here so far, and did cover in that 115-111 victory there, remember? All right, here we go. Let me get everything together here and get it going with this one. Okay, for Chicago here, come in here having covered the first game. Like I said, Chicago's just 2-8 in their last 8 games against Orlando coming in. Orlando so far, look, like I said, averaging 116 in those 2 games here. And with this total right now at 233, I thought the numbers there yesterday, like I said, I wanted to gravitate back to some overs, but they didn't all go over, that's for sure. In fact, they were kind of split there on Friday night. So I am taking the over, though, in this one with Chicago and Orlando. Give me the over 233 in this one. Mr. Wester's on the Bulls here. And might be tough to lay some points here, is what he's saying with Orlando. All right, the Thunder are taking on the Hawks. The Thunder coming in 2-0, but 0-2 against the spread so far. Now they're favored on the road by 6, total 235.5. The Hawks come in 1-1 ATS, allowing 122 points per game so far this season. Oklahoma City comes in here going 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 games against Atlanta. 13 of the last 16 meetings between these two teams have gone over, including 5 of the last 7 meetings here in Atlanta. And that's where I was going to head. I want to go with another over here in this one between OKC and Atlanta at 235.5. The Hornets are taking on the Sixers on Saturday. The Sixers are favored in this one by 6 or 6.5. The total, I think, it's actually gone down here to a 230. 235 does look like the line here right now. Hornets come in 1-0 into this one. Meanwhile, Philadelphia also with a win here. They didn't cover the spread, however. Remember, they ended up being a favorite, but still won 117-116 in that season opener. So, look, in this one, you got a Charlotte team that's lost 10 straight games in Philadelphia right now. 6 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Philadelphia is looking pretty good. I know that Charlotte, that was pretty good performance, and maybe they are going to be okay after all, or continue to improve here at least. But this Philadelphia lineup does look pretty interesting here right now. Say what you will about Embiid, it's really the rest of the crew that's looking outstanding for the Sixers so far. BJ Edgecombe, everybody's waiting for this game right here to see what BJ is going to do in this next game after that 34-point performance with 7 rebounds and 3 assists in his first game there. Maxey as well. This pretty good matchup here for some of these Hornets. So I am worried a little bit about the Sixer defense right now, but we'll see how that works out. But look, you could have Brandon Miller, who had 25 points in that first game on just 8 of 19 shooting, but still could have a strong game there against Oubre. I'm going to go with another over. Give me the third straight over. I'm going over with Charlotte and Philadelphia. And let's see what we got here. Kenny liked the over. Mr. Wester's liking Utah State over New Mexico there. Kenny Moe says Atlanta's playing no defense. Got to wonder, though, maybe probably should have had it in the preview of the game, right, that Oklahoma State has played back-to-back, first team ever to play back-to-back double overtime games to open the season, and now they're still on the road out there. It really does feel like a bit of a fade spot. No matter how bad Atlanta is. I mean, there's got to, even the best of teams has got to take its toll just a little bit, right? Hawaii crushed Utah State like a Italian shaved ice or Hawaiian ice. Philly teams find ways to lose. Oh, no. Next up on our 5-game card, the Indiana Pacers are on the road here. A 2.5 point favorite. The total 238. Going up here against the Grizzlies. Pacers come in here 0-1, but they did cover in that game against OKC, 141-135 and an over. The Grizzlies, they're 1-1, 1-1 ATS. They've gone over in both games so far this season. Memphis here has gone under in 4 of their last 5 games against the Pacers coming in. Pacers just 1-7 against the spread their last 8 games against Memphis overall. I'm going to take the Memphis Grizzlies here plus 2.5 points against Indiana here on Night Moves. All right. Hey, I want to say hello to Cisco the Ghost. Nice to have you here. He says, how about 2 teams for that noon slate? He wants to put down $3K. I just went over, I think there were 4 or 5 of my 10 games were in that big noon kickoff. Last game on the NBA slate features the Suns taking on the Nuggets. The Nuggets are 13-point favorites here against the Suns. Whatever's wrong with the Suns, they just got blowed out at the Clippers there late on Friday night. Now they've got to travel to Denver and to deal with that. So Phoenix here. Get the numbers here of this game at least. For Phoenix here, coming in 1-1 ATS so far. Of course, the Nuggets lost that opener 137-101. Man, got to wonder what's going on right here with this Phoenix club coming in, and how dysfunctional will they end up being? Or they just, end up going to be not that good this season? I mean, even the Clippers, the Clippers were at home. They're a good team here, but they've got some dysfunction too here coming right now. So, all right, still looks like a pretty big spread here coming into this game, and maybe Phoenix can hang in there in this one. Denver does play down sometimes to its competition. I'm going to come back one more time. Try Phoenix here on the road, plus 13 points. All right, I think that's a look at the NBA. Let me see who else here we got. Kansas State money line for Kurt. And Aaron Gordon won't have that same performance that he had, that incredible game. Kansas State money line maybe for Cisco. Yeah, Kansas State, like Cisco, Kansas State's beating Kansas. What did I say? 14 straight, 15 straight? How many was it? All right, Timmy says Phoenix is terrible. All right, that's it for the NBA. I got to move on and keep the show going here on Night Moves. Thank you for joining me. We've been here an hour already, so let's try to get going here on this hockey card tonight with the Islanders on the road taking on the Flyers here in this one. And you've got the Flyers, $1.20. The total, 6/15. Looks like Sorokin will be in there. For the Islanders, he's confirmed as the goalie, and Sammy Urson in there for the Flyers in this one. So Sorokin is definitely confirmed here to be in goal for the Islanders in this one. The Islanders come in here 4-3, 3-4 on the puck line. They're 6-1 to the over so far. Meanwhile, the Flyers come in here 3-3, 5-2 on the puck line. 4-3 to the over so far this season. But for the Isles here, look, so far so good. They've been okay. Flyers seem to be a little bit of a home and away dichotomy, it feels like here right now. But New York heating up here 4-1 all of a sudden in their last 5 games to get things kind of moving here right now. They've beaten Philadelphia in 15 of the last 20 meetings between the two. 7 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams have gone under. And I think that's where actually I'm going to go in this one. Give me the under 6 with the Islanders and Philly here in this one. See what we got in the chat here from you guys. Appreciate it, guys. Get a little crazy there. Okay, I'll continue on. How about the Avalanche taking on the Bruins here? Do have a Minor going here for Colorado, so Minor comes in here to get the start here for Colorado. They did I don't think he's been in there quite yet. Swayman comes in here 2-3 with a 3.01 goals against and a 90% save percentage coming in to this one. Colorado comes in here with a 5-0-3 record. They've been pretty terrific. That incredible game against Carolina the other night. Colorado is 4-4 on the puck line, 3-5 to the under so far this season. Bruins right now 3-6. They are 6-3 on the puck line, but a little bit of a funk here all of a sudden with the Bruins. A little bit of a losing streak for Colorado right now after starting so hot. Now they've lost 6 in a row, and you've got to wonder what's going on here. Boston has won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams, but right now Boston can't figure it out. Colorado actually here has lost 6 of the last 8 overall between the two teams. I'm going to try Colorado here right now at minus $1.85 on the puck line. Let me get that puck line price. I'm going to take Colorado on the puck line here at minus 1.5 at plus 125. All right. Let's see here. Any more comments from the folks in the chat? Kurt says Colorado in regulation. Boston's had a real problem in the goaltending department, or with their defense. Really, is what it comes down to, right? But look, Swayman's in there with the 3.0 goals against, but Colorado comes in about as hot as it can be. Timmy though is in on Boston. Okay. There's Yummy Skill. Hi, Yummy Skill. We did do the NBA just a short time ago, so go ahead and rewind it. Thank you for joining me. Okay, the Ducks are taking on the Lightning here tonight. Luke Dostal in the net, 2-1 with a 2.82 goals against. 90% save percentage on Andre Vasilevsky, 0-3-2, 3.4 goals against, and 88% save percentage coming into this one. Anaheim 4-2-1, 2-5 on the puck line. They are 4-3 to the over. Meanwhile, the Lightning are 1-4-2 so far this season, and 2-5 on the puck line. They're 3-4 to the under so far this season. Anaheim has won just once in the last last 7 games overall against Tampa, but Tampa appears to be in a little bit of funk themselves here right now. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two have gone under. The Lightning are struggling right now. I'm taking Anaheim to win this one and keep it going. Keep that momentum going. I'm going with Anaheim on the road here at plus $1.50 or more. $1.65 here right now. I'm taking Anaheim in an upset. All right, Anaheim for Kurt says they've been playing well on this trip. And next up, we've got the Sabres taking on the Maple Leafs here. And, well, let's see what we got going in this one with Colton Ellis going for Buffalo. 1 start, 2.0 goals against, 93% save percentage. Caden Primo for Tampa Bay, 1-0, 4.0 goals against, and 86% save percentage in this one. So we'll see if these two goalies can stop the other team here coming in. You've got the Sabres here right now in this game, coming in here with a record currently of 3-4. Toronto, meanwhile, is 3-1. Just note the time change here because of the World Series. This one actually has been moved up to 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific time. Buffalo comes in here 3-4, 1-6 to the under so far. The Leafs are 3-1, 5-2 to the over so far. Leafs are also 2-5 on the puck line so far this season. Buffalo here is just 4-8 straight up in their last 12 games at Toronto. And also, Buffalo has gone just 1-5 in their last 6 games against Toronto overall. I got to go with the under in this one. I know Toronto's had a few overs here, especially of late right now, but Buffalo has had a hard time scoring goals, 2.7 goals per game so far. So I'm going under with Buffalo and Toronto at Scotiabank Arena before the World Series. Maybe Toronto can get it going. I mean, they are $1.60 here, and Buffalo hasn't been great. We know that. Stop Geo here today. He said the Ducks are playing good right now. He said Tampa Bay not doing so well. Timmy Two Shoes likes Tavares in an anytime goal. Kurt says Buffalo to go over. Defenses can't stop anything. Oh, man, I should have read that first. I'm on the under. Buffalo and Toronto. Next up, the Golden Knights are on the road taking on the Panthers here. And Golden Knights, slight favorite here on the road, 118 or so. The total is 6. Pretty much 6 flat, maybe 6 under 15 here right now. Knights come in 5-0-2, one of the hottest teams in the league. Panthers are 4-5. Panthers are 1-8 on the puck line so far, but they are a dog here at home. Knights are 5-2 to the over so far this season. It'll be Akira Schmid in goal for Vegas. He's 4-0 with a 2.57 goals against and a 90% save percentage so far for Bobrovsky. 4-3 with a 2.61 goals against average and an 89.5% save percentage so far. Knights just $1.15 here on the road. Maybe Florida can finally break through in a game here and knock off hot Vegas coming in here right now. But got to look at what Vegas has been able to do here right now with this hot streak still. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams here in Florida have gone under as well. I'm going to go under with Vegas and Florida here tonight at 6 goals. All right, let's see what we got here. We got Timothy on the Leafs in there. And Mr. Wesker says the Leafs might not even win another game this season. And Timothy on Vegas says Panthers are struggling here a little bit. I know. And I remember out the gate, I was like, man, Florida looks good without their stars. Man, they'll get the stars back and they'll be looking great. But hasn't really gone their way right now. And Kurt's going to take Florida. Jimmy Chushu's already played Florida. Says you're not going to get a number like this on Florida. And for both teams, solid defense, experience galore. And that is the featured game of the night because of, Vegas certainly. Both teams are Stanley Cup contenders. Florida just having some issues here early on with those injuries. They'll be around, but going to have to fight through it a little bit here to start the season. Okay, next up, we've got the Mammoth on the road, taking on the Wild with Vemika in there, going up against Gus of the Wild. Gus is confirmed in goal here on Saturday. He's 2-4 with a 3.03 ERA, a 90% save percentage. Minnesota's been outscored so far this season, 27-21 through 8 games, and got to really improve this defense. So maybe Gus can give them what they need here with his leadership. And record not great with Gus here so far, and Minnesota hasn't been perfect by any stretch at 3-4-1. The Mammoth have been good though, 6-2 record right now, averaging 3.5 goals a game and allowing just 2.5 goals a game. It's almost the opposite for the Wild, averaging 2.6 goals per game and allowing 3.4 goals per game coming in. So Utah, not afraid of the road, it looks like right now, but they have lost 13 of the last 20 meetings between these two teams. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams in Minnesota have gone under, and I think I'm going to take the under in this one with Utah and Minnesota here on Saturday night. Under 6 goals. Okay, and let's see here. Jimmy Chusha says if Buffalo can win in Toronto, anything's possible. How about if Toronto can beat the Dodgers? Anything's possible. A Wild money line says Mammoth. A little bit of a fraud here, and maybe also Timothy, right? Maybe at home they're a little better than on the road right now. I've been touting that home ice advantage that they have. It's obviously going to be one of the best in the league. It looks like this season. Utah maybe due for a loss. Timmy liking Mini likes Kaprizov for a goal. All right, I'll take the under. Not under a goal, you know what I mean. Under in the game. Next up, the Blues are taking on the Red Wings with Binnington here is going up against Gibson. In this one for St. Louis here, you've got Jordan Binnington coming in here. That's almost a pick 'em here right now, it feels like. Total 5.5 over at minus 120 here in this one. For Binnington, comes in here with 2-2-1 record, 2.75 goals against, 88.5% save percentage. For Gibson here, 2-2 with a 3.3 goals against and 87% save percentage. The Blues come in here 3-3-1, averaging 2.9 goals per game, but allowing 3.9 goals per game. The Red Wings come in here 5-3. They're still looking good. They've dropped a couple, but averaging 3 goals a game and allowing 3.1 goals per game. A little bit of a close matchup with these two teams for sure. When St. Louis is going up against Detroit here, a little bit of a grudge match. So Detroit has gone over in 5 of their last 7 games at home against the Blues. I'm going to try Detroit here in this one at $1.15 or so. Total 5.5 over 25. I'm going to take Detroit to win this game at home over St. Louis here tonight. I think Detroit at home will have that home ice edge that they need. Okay. And Timmy says the bookies probably made a lot of money with that Jays win. They didn't adjust the price. They're good enough, huh? All right. Let's see. Mr. Wesker's on BYU. Kurt says St. Louis is the play of the day. Detroit's becoming a little bit leaky on defense and that they'll start to go down a little bit. Mr. Wesker loves the St. Louis Blues. Timothy's on Detroit money line, though. How about DeBrincat for an anytime goal? Doesn't even have a goal yet. Oh, my God. Okay, a couple more here on Saturday night. Hey, a couple more. We got a lot more action here in the NHL on our 13-game card. Blue. No wonder I only have a few sentences on every team. Between all my action, between all the weekend and all right, here we go. Columbus taking on the Penguins. Merzlikins going up against Yari. Here in this one for Elvis. He's in the building. Comes in here for Columbus with a 2-1 record, 2.68 goals against, 92.5% save percentage for Yari here. 3-1 record, 2.5 goals against, 92% save percentage. He does have a shutout already this season. Columbus comes in here with a 3-3 record, 4-2 on the puck line, 1-5 to the under so far this season. Blue Jackets allowing just 2.7 goals per game. Pittsburgh comes in here 6-2, 7-1 on the puck line so far. It's been good for Pittsburgh. Is it for real? Is it regression coming soon? Pittsburgh's averaging 3.5 goals per game so far this season. You know, Columbus has lost 12 of their last 16 games against Pittsburgh overall. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Pittsburgh's actually won 19 of the last 20 games between these two teams in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's playing well. I got to take Pittsburgh in this one. All right, Timothy's on the Blue Jackets, though, and Kurt may lean towards Columbus. And Timmy said he was the only one on Toronto in his show he was watching. The Senators are on the road taking on the Caps, and the Caps are favored here $1.30, 5.5 over at minus $1.25. Senators come in here 3-4-1, 2-6 on the puck line, 5-3 to the over, allowing 4.3 goals per game so far for the Caps. They are 5-2, 3-4 on the puck line, 3-4 to the under so far, allowing just 1.9 goals per game so far this season, with 2 solid goaltenders in here so far for the Caps, Thompson and Lindgren. Lindgren 1-1, 2.03 goals against, 93% save percentage for Linus Ullmark. 3-1, 3.4 goals against, 86.5% save percentage coming into this one. I got to take Washington here, keep it going right now. This team looks good. I think this is a decent enough price for me. I'm going to take the Capitals here at minus $1.30 over Ottawa here. Ottawa's just 6-14 in their last 20 games overall against Washington. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. I'm going to take Washington here in this one. All right, Kurt's going over the 5.5 there, and Timothy likes the Caps here as well. All right, we hope we're not going too fast here with 13 games, and you guys have been joining me for an hour and 20 minutes here on Night Moves. So let's keep it going here. Late night, early morning in Las Vegas with Montreal taking on the Canucks. Who wants to watch this game when you got the World Series going on? This game starts at 7 Eastern and 4 Pacific time with Jacob Dobbs in there against my man Thatcher Demko here in this one. For the Canadians here against Vancouver here. Montreal 6-3, 3-6. However, on the puck line, 4-5 to the under. They're averaging 3.6 goals per game so far this season. Vancouver's 4-4, averaging 2.8 goals per game and allowing 3.0 goals per game so far this season. Look at the goaltending here with uh, Dobbs in there going up against Demko. You might think that Demko has the advantage here, 3-2 with a 2.24 goals against and 92.5% save percentage. But so far, Dobbs has been one of the best in the league. A 4-0 record, 1.47 goals against, and a 0.95 save percentage. I'm taking the Montreal Canadiens here to win on the road at Vancouver on Saturday night. All right. Timmy's on the Caps money line as well. He said Canadians money line, Canucks first home game after the road trip. He's taking the Canadians. Kurt says Montreal and Vancouver under. Timmy's with me on the Habs. We got 3 more. We're not done yet here on Night Moves. Next up, we got the Kings on the road taking on the Predators. Kings come in here 3-3-2. They're trying to get it going here right now. 5-3 on the puck line, 3-5 to the under. Kings averaging just 2.8 goals per game so far. Predators are 3-3-2, 3-5 on the puck line, 2-6 to the under, averaging just 2.4 goals per game so far this season. For Darcy Kemper here, 2-2-1, 2.58 goals against, 89.5% save percentage. For Jusue Saros, comes in here 3-2-2, 2.53 goals against, and a 91% save percentage coming into this one. For the Kings here coming in on the road, taking on Nashville. They've lost 14 of the last 20 games here in Nashville. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under, and that's where I'm going. I'm going under here with the Kings and Nashville on Saturday night. Nashville's definitely had a few unders here at home so far this season. These two teams are a combined 5-11 to the under so far. All right, and how about a draw for Kurt? Mr. Wesker says the Kings are a sad affair right now. Maybe they're trying to get it together, huh? And Timmy Chushu's on the Predators. He says the LA Kings taking the action here on that money line at $1.25 favorite on the road, right? Next up, we've got the Hurricanes on the road taking on the Stars. The Stars are $1.15 here, and the total 6. Hurricanes come in here 6-1. They've been terrific so far, averaging 4.1 goals per game. They're 4-3 on the puck line, 4-3 to the. For Dallas here, they're 3-1, 2-5 ATS, 4-3 to the over so far this season. For the Hurricanes here, and Freddie Anderson comes in here with a 4-1 record, 2.7 goals against, and 90% save percentage. For Jake Ottinger, 3-2-1 with a 3.14 goals against, 89.5% save percentage coming into this one. So, pretty decent game it feels like here right now. Carolina's actually won 4 of their last 6 here against Dallas. They're looking pretty sharp here right now is Carolina with that great start. And can they keep it going here against a pretty good, Dallas team in this matchup? 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams here in Dallas have gone under, and I'm going to try another under here with Carolina and Dallas. I know that Carolina looks explosive, but I'm going to take the under in this one. And Kurt says it's going to be one of the best games there as well. He likes Dallas. All right, I guess I got one more on the ice. Cover it in 25 minutes. I don't think that's too bad for 13 games, right? That's about 2 minutes a game. And that always works good on a video. So let's go to the Oilers here on the road. Ooh, $1.75 at Seattle. Total 6 here. Look, Seattle's had a couple of moments here anyway, haven't they, this season? They're 4-2-2 coming in. Meanwhile, the Oilers are for 3-1. Oilers are also 2-3 on the puck line so far. The Kraken are 6-2, but the puck line is a little bit hefty here for sure. Going to take the Kraken at home at minus $1.55, but that's probably what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take the Kraken. It's got to be $1.55. We'll just call it $1.60. I don't know what else to do here. I don't know if I like the total too much. Both teams are 4-4 overs and unders this season. Kraken are averaging just 2.8 goals per game and allowing 2.9 goals per game. And Edmonton are right there too, averaging 3 goals per game and allowing 3.1 goals per game. And you got Skinner coming in here, 2-1 record with a 2.16 ERA and a 91% save percentage. Joey Decord coming off that big performance. He's 4-1-1 with a 2.56 goals against and a 91% save percentage. He actually looked very good. Both guys have a shutout already this season. I'm going to take Seattle minus $1.55 or so on the puck line over Edmonton here on Saturday night. And Timmy Two Shoes, he's ready to go with that early soccer action there. Thank you to Kurt. Good night to you guys. Good night to everybody. I'm going to do 2 more games here real quick in the CFL. Got a couple. We did not click there in the CFL with that early game. Definitely took it on the chin there with the early game there in the CFL last night. In the late game, Calgary over Edmonton. We had, I think, we had Edmonton, so it was 20-10. Edmonton never got the offense going. So let me try it here with the Bombers taking on the Alouettes here. Blue Bombers favored by 3.5. Total 48.5 here in this one on Saturday night. Montreal comes in having won 5 straight, 4-1 against the spread in those 5 games. Winnipeg, meanwhile, has gone 4-1 in their last 5 games at home. Winnipeg's gone under here in 5 straight, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going with the under here in this one with Montreal and Winnipeg here on Saturday in the CFL. I think I'm going to end up on the under, in this one. I think for me, looking at the matchup overall, you got a Montreal team in here, 10-7. You got Bombers coming in here right now at 9-8 coming in. Winnipeg right now in that crazy West, right? And Montreal certainly right there tied with Hamilton entering the game there, and 10-7 record right now. So I'm going with the under in this one between Montreal and Winnipeg. And felt like it, right? And then next up, we've got the Lions taking on the Riders here tonight with Saskatchewan at home. They are getting 7 points. They've covered 8 of the last 9 against British Columbia. BC has won 5 straight. They've gone over in 10 of their last 11, but Saskatchewan's gone under in 6 straight. I got to take Saskatchewan here plus the points against BC here on Wednesday night. I think, Saskatchewan's defense is playing really terrific. They've really got some of the best defense, it feels like, in the league, and I feel like BC's defense is kind of slipping. I like Trevor Harris here. I know Ouellette is out, right? He's going to miss another game here. So, these guys are going to have to step up tonight. Guys like Tommy Neal is going to have a good performance here, I would think, and also Sean Bain Jr. These guys are going to have to step up. I think they will, but I think it's going to be the defense that ends up carrying them here. Really got to stop Hatcher. You got to stop Rourke. I know BC's got a lot of weapons here, but if the defense can't come through, that's going to favor Saskatchewan plus the points on Saturday night. All right. It's going to do it for Night Moves. Really appreciate everybody here joining me for 90 minutes of sports betting discussion. Hopefully we covered enough of it for you here. We'd like to be a little more in-depth and in detail, but you don't want to sit here with me for 3 hours. Maybe you do. So Really appreciate you joining me here on Night Moves on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Make sure you head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Check out the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot. You might even find me on there from the picks yesterday, and you can get my picks for tomorrow's action here in the UFC and also other sports, including college football. So thank you for joining me here on the Night Move Show. Be back tomorrow to talk a little NFL football and more. All right, that's going to do it from Las Vegas. I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining me here on Night Moves.